Okay, you ready to
Excited.
Martinize something?
I am. Let's Martinize it.
Martinize. So actually, the flames are very appropriate for this one because why in the heck would you ever burn bridges? It doesn't need to happen. So there's a great example of this. I had a email from a guy on LinkedIn. I would share his name, but I don't want to burn a bridge, and I can't remember his name because he blocked.
It doesn't really matter what his name is. There's a lot of these.
He blocked me.
I mean,
so at any rate, I got this invite. Look, one of the things, especially when you're starting out as a speaker, that you have to do is you have to get a lot of video, a lot of collateral, because people say, interested in coming to see you speak. Can you show me some of your work? So we're very fortunate that now on YouTube, we've got full length talks. I mean, you know, it's one thing to chop it up and have a speaker reel. We'll show one of those on another episode. It's something very different to post an entire talk because it's got all the flaws and bumps and all that stuff, right?
Just as a disclaimer, if you're a speaker, my definite advice is to start recording now. You say, oh,
record
I don't know.
everything.
Just record everything. You know, in a year, you'll come back and say, thank goodness I recorded that, because that one little clip can be added to a reel.
Absolutely. So people, you know, you just want to accumulate that. Man, I wish we had the clip of my first recording when my life blew up and I started back from scratch. And my brother, Craig Martin, professional videographer, recorded us in a classroom with my mom and two other people. Okay. And they would do crowd shots. So there was this guy that was sitting in the quote audience, because I knew I needed a speaker reel. There was a guy sitting in the audience that they would flash the side from, and he'd be doing this.
Nodding his head.
It's the fun. We are so posting this. It's funny.
Nodding his head intently.
So at any rate,
now I think I want to do a reel of like then and now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to show the transition. You know, a lot of people know you as you are now, but they didn't know you what you were then.
I
right?
am
and how far we've
30-year overnight success.
Really, seriously.
And as I say, I think those stories are helpful. We'll talk about that in a different context, but because, you know, hey, you know, a lot of people, as I say, want what people have, but they don't want to do what they did. And I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. Any rate, so it's extremely important. There are services out there, I've thought about providing this as well, that do a magnificent job of saying, hey, you're great on stage. We're going to help jumpstart you. Come speak at this event. It's pay to play, as a lot of things are this day. You're going to pay us. We're not going to pay you. Come speak in this context. We're going to capture the video. We're going to do a video reel. You're going to get what you need to kind of jumpstart and get your speaking thing going. So this guy reached out to me and added me on LinkedIn. Very nice. He said, hey, I'd love to connect, blah, blah, blah. And he says, hey, we're doing this program down in Houston. It's going to be awesome. You know, you're going to get up on the big Jumbotron at Astro Stadium, whatever it's called. And, you know, you're going to walk away with a professional sizzle reel. He showed some bad sizzle reels and said, this is what you don't want. This is what you want. This is old school. This is new school.
Oh, have you Googled the worst sizzle reel on the planet YouTube video?
No, I got to see that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. It's not me, is it?
No.
Okay.
It's so funny.
So,
it's got Britney Spears music.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Anyways, go ahead.
So, so at any rate, he sends me this. I looked at it and I went, wow, that's, you know, what a great service. And if this was 5-10 years ago, I would probably be willing to use that.
Might have jumped on the train.
Yeah, absolutely. Count me in. So I wrote him back and I didn't address any of that. I just said, hey, I really appreciate it. It looks really cool. I love what you've done. And, you know, but we're going to be out of the country when you're doing this thing. So he wrote back very nice, said, hey, well, we have another one coming up in Dubai. Would you be interested in that one? So now I'm thinking, okay, I think he thinks I'm going to sign up and do this. Obviously, he hadn't done any of the research to see what we already have out there and what's going on, and
which is a, you know, probably another Martinized.
That's a whole different deal. So at any rate, he sends this back, and I got to thinking, hey, you know, he had a list of speakers and so forth. So I wrote him back and I said, hey, you know what? That would be of interest to me. I would love to speak at it. By the way, my typical fee is XYZ, and here's our travel fee.
Okay.
He unloaded on me.
He said you were amazing and he wanted to hire you?
Yes, that's what he said. No, now keep in mind, all of his previous emails, he was trying to sell me something. He wanted me to sell this pay to play. Not offended by that. That's great. I was really excited about what he was doing. But now he goes, how dare you? How dare you start quoting me fees and when we're not even, doing business yet together and I can't, you're the kind of person I don't want to do business. And I swear all I said to him was, hey, I would love to speak at this. And here's what I typically charge. Cause I want him to know that it's not, I don't want to keep the conversation along, keep his hopes of, yeah, I'm actually going to pay you to go to Dubai and do this thing. Oh my goodness. He blocked me on LinkedIn. Which is, I'm going to call infantile, okay? But here's the real deal with the bridge burning. Here's what...
Even Ziggy's laughing.
Yeah. If you can make a comedian laugh, you've done a good deed for the day. So the thing is, here's the crazy part about it. If he had said, oh my goodness, we've already got a full slate. I appreciate it. But please keep us in mind if you know other people who need our services. Do you know how many people I would have referred him to? Mm-hmm. Do you know how many people I would refer to?
You know how many speakers we know, right?
I would have said, hey, you're getting out, start out speaker. Yeah. Contact this guy. We didn't do it because we don't need it, but reach out to this person.
Right.
Don't burn bridges. You never know when those bridges are going to kind of, you're going to need those to get across to the other side. And besides that, it's bad business. It's bad for everything. It's bad karma. It's bad, just bad person stuff. So, anyway.
I have a story like that.
Okay. This 20-minute episode is turning into 72 minutes.
It's a great
Let's hear it. You want to tell it?
No. So we were at a networking event the other night, right? Mm-hmm. And a woman comes up to me and she says, hi, my name's so-and-so. I'm like, hi, my name's so nice to meet you, blah, blah. And she hands me her card and she says, I do custom clothing and I know Darren's always on stage and he would really need some custom clothing and I would like to provide that. And I said, thank you so much. That's so wonderful. I'm sure your clothes are great. We're exclusive with our current, supplier, our tailor, and we're very happy with where we are.
Which is Urban Dude, by the way. Shout out to Urban Dude in Bangkok, Thailand.
Yes. But now here's the kicker. Now, I was trying to be very polite, but I was just I was trying to say you're at a networking event. Don't waste your time on me, right? In a very polite way. Like, I think it's great. You try it, but I'm not interested, which is okay. I'm allowed to say I don't want to buy that candy or whatever the case, right?
Right.
And her response to my very polite, response was, that was rude. And I said, tell me why, because I'm practicing what we talked about last week, how instead of saying I know or anything, say, tell me more about that. I said, tell me why you felt like that was rude. She said, well, you could have at least listened to me talk about my business for another half an hour.
She didn't say that.
Yeah, something to that effect.
Okay, that's what you heard.
Something to that effect.
That's hilarious.
And then I said, let me give you some advice. And she squinted up her neck like, how dare you talk to me still? I don't know, something like that. Anyways, and I said, listen, I just expressed my loyalty to my clothing designer. You might, take my advice and in the future say something like, oh, that's so awesome, because that's what you want. You want your customers' loyalty.
Yes. So
you should appreciate that I'm loyal to my supplier and say something more to the effect of, tell me more about your supplier. Tell me what kind of clothes you get. And then find, the part that my supplier doesn't supply, right? Find a way to sway me into, a better product.
Or say something like, I talk to people all the time, I'm so glad y'all get it because it's very important that in your business you have that kind of partnership. If you know some people
connection,
because
right?
clearly...
Because if my supplier ever dived one day,
right,
you want to be the one that I come to.
But again, we could refer people to this person, to her, because people aren't like us going to get on a plane and fly to Thailand.
Bangkok,
we're going anyway. So we've got a great relationship worked out there. Okay, we got to wrap up. The sink.
Great story, but the point is, don't burn bridges. That's the Martin Nice segment.
Don't burn bridges. So let me say this about the sink. First of all, we're sending out an email. Be watching for an email coming to you if you're on our list, about a company of owners in the sink. We're encouraging people to think about getting them during the holiday season for their employees. and for their customers or for their customers. I guarantee you they will both have an impact. They're the kind of book that people will read. But this book kind of transcends all the other books in that it's not just about companies, it's not about company culture.
It's kind of book that
it's something
doesn't take
everybody
up too much space in your suitcase.
Extremely important.
It is important.
It's a book.
You know how many Christmas presents people carry home every year?
It's a book that people. That's good. That is a good point. It's a book that your kids can read. Everybody can read. And if you're interested in getting it in a little bit larger number, let us know. Reach out to us. You can obviously get it on Amazon. You can get it direct from us from DarrenMartin.com. But more than just the book, we hope that you'll spread the word about leaving the world better than you found it. I want to see you wiping down some sinks and having a bigger impact at your company, at your home, that you're actually leaving not only physical environments, but people better than you found them.
Do it.
All right.
Just
that's
do
a wrap.
Right.